me just rewind a little bit.
Rewind.
Do you believe
Am I still understand? No, I'm teasing. Go ahead.
I understand. I want to get to the truth if I can.
To the truth, if you can, be careful.
Was Bonnie...
I want you to be careful, because sometimes that guy in the ear tends to insult me a little bit. You want to get to the truth if you can. Does that mean I'm lying to you?
I don't know. Are you?
What do you think?
I don't know. I mean, I think we're going to get to some questions where...
Well, tell me where I'm lying. Because if you don't know I'm telling you the truth, then you must have a little scratch in the back of your head about where I'm lying. Tell me where I'm lying.
I'm not saying you're lying.
But you're saying you don't know if I'm telling the truth. What the hell is the difference?
I'm saying I've met you for, what, 20 minutes?
I don't care about that. You put me on the stand. I'm telling the truth, and you say you're scratching the head.
Why are you being so defensive?
Because you just insulted me.
I didn't insult you.
Yes, you did. Nobody tells me I'm a liar.
I didn't call you a liar.
You said I might not be telling the truth. What the hell is the difference?
I said I'm going to ask you...
I don't want to take this any place special. All I want... Okay, let me say it this way. My skin is a little bit thin.
Sure.
Which is why I stay away from people mostly. I've never allowed anybody to ask me the questions that you're asking.
Mm-hmm.
I allowed you to do that because I trust you. And I would have assumed that you and that guy in your ear would trust me. And if you don't, then we better start talking about the little rascals.
No, I'm asking you questions about very well documented... I've heard what you said.
I allowed you in because I trusted you. And that's a very big step.
But you don't know me.
We're supposed to be talking about what's in the book. That was my deal. You can talk about anything that's in the book.
Right.
Now you want me to talk about Bonnie. Bonnie's not in the book. I chose to allow you to go there, and you should deeply, deeply respect that.
Okay.
Now, let the guy in your ear talk to you.
There's no one talking in my ear.
Okay.
Do you believe that Bonnie Lee was faithful to you?
You mean physically faithful?
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, people have tried to construct those who don't believe you.
Who are those people? Do you represent some of those people?
I don't represent anybody.
Well, then how do you know people have tried to construct?
Listen, Robert, I wasn't even living in this country when this happened.
Well, then where are you getting all this about the people? I've been out with the people for 10 years. Ain't nobody tried to construct anything.
You can tap your name into the internet and you will find a number of people who at the time and continue to cast aspersions on your innocence over what happened. Now, you were acquitted.
Those people cast aspersions on everybody because people in America are deliriously unhappy right now. Their country is going to gone. Their money is going to gone. The American dream is going to gone. And they'll kick out of a dead person because that's where America is right now.
But as you know,
I'll make it real simple.
Robert, as you know, you were acquitted in a court of law of killing Bonnie.
Yeah.
But you were then found liable in a civil action brought by her family. That is why people believe.
Is that why?
Well, don't you think that that is a reason why some people believe you may have done it? You were a huge Hollywood star and a great actor. No one can take that away from you. But in 2001, you were accused of killing your wife. You were acquitted. You spent a year in a prison cell, a cement box, as you call it. But after you were acquitted, the family of your dead wife sued you in a civil case.
Do you know why?
And you were found liable.
Do you know why I was arrested? Do you know why I was arrested?
Tell me.
How come I was arrested for murder? And I stayed arrested for 4 years. 1 in a cement box and 3 in my front room where I couldn't leave because I was still under arrest. A fellow named Spector was arrested for an hour and went home and was a free man for 4 years. Then he was found guilty and he's in San Quentin. You got any idea why? Why I was under arrest for 4 years and he was under arrest for an hour, Mr. Research?
No, I don't.
Well, why don't you look it up before we start talking about it? You know it's in the book. If you were going to go someplace else, you and the guy in your ear should have got at least some information. Why didn't he get a grand jury hearing? Why did he stay in a cement box for a year? Why was there no bail? What the hell happened to bail?
Why were you found guilty, do you think, in the civil case? Why were you found liable?
I told you why.
Why?
I would have been, if you were the lawyer on that side, I took the stand. I was suicidal. Do you understand? A little bit earlier, you asked me, do you think I'm sane? At that time, no, I wasn't. I was suicidal. I didn't give a shit if I lived or died. And I damn near did kill myself several times. Once in the ocean. I didn't write that in the book because I don't want to get too goddamn morbid. But God stopped me when I was about a mile and a half out in the black ocean on a black night and said, get home. It ain't over.
Do you remember the night that she died well, or is it now something you've blocked out of your head?
No, I remember it quite well.
You went and had dinner at this restaurant.
Where are you going?
I'm interested in what happened.
No, you're not interested. The guy, what are you doing? What the hell are you doing?
Let me help you. Let me take this out of my ear. There's no one talking to me, okay? You haven't got to worry. There is nobody talking to me. These are my questions for you, which are based, in my view, perfectly legitimately.
Now you want to know what happened that night?
I'm curious, yeah.
No, you're not curious.
I am, because you were acquitted.
I thought you said you researched all this, so you know what happened that night.
I know the facts of the night. I'm curious about...
Tell me about the facts of the night.
You take your wife for dinner to a restaurant.
Go ahead.
Your wife goes to the car. You go back to retrieve, as you say, your gun, which is in the restaurant. And when you return, your wife has been shot dead. When they test the gun that you go and retrieve, that is not the same gun that killed her. Am I right so far?
So far.
Right, so I'm factually correct. I have no agenda here at all. You clearly think I do, but I don't.
It sounds boring as hell, but go ahead.
I don't think it's boring. Your wife got murdered.
No, but your questions are boring. I mean, even what you just said. Are you sure the people in Tibet give about any of this?
I think you're here because you've written a book about your life.
Yeah.
And I would argue...
There's a lot more to my life
I'm sure
than
there is.
That night.
But there's probably nothing more significant in your life than... Really? Than the murder of your wife?
I didn't murder my wife. It may be significant to you.
I didn't say you did.
But it isn't to me. You said there's nothing more significant.
Than the murder of your wife.
Personally, it's not the most significant thing in my life. The most significant thing in my life is when I was 2 years old and I found an audience. The next most significant thing is when I went to MGM as an extra, and 3 years later I starred in my first film. You know, America just was going to war. It was the worst time in the world for America, but there's nothing more significant than a little boy with no parents, no friends, nothing, walking into MGM and 3 years later starring in his first film. You know how significant that is? No, because you've never lived my life.
I've read your book.
Yes, that much you've read.
Pretty much every detail of your life that
here's
you
my phony birth certificate, and I don't even know when the hell I was born.
But I've read your book. This is about your life, so I'm much more familiar with your life.
It's not about Bonnie's life, and it's not about my relationship with Bonnie. I made a deal to come here and talk about anything in the book. I excused you from that deal because I thought you were going to go be cool. Now you're trying to drive it into the ground, and I don't know why.
I'm not trying to drive anything into the ground.
You're foolish.
I'm not trying to drive anything into the ground. I'm asking you questions about what I presumed to be a very important moment in your life. You've written a book about your life.
I wrote a book about my life. I didn't write a book about that night, and I didn't write a book about Bonnie. Now, you can stay there for the rest of your life if you want to, but I'm telling you, you're starting to look silly.
Why?
Because it's stupid. You're not getting any place because there's no place to get. You're just like the cops. There's no place to get. Keep him in jail till he dies because everybody who's dead is guilty. Why would I marry her if I was going to kill her? I mean, I was worth $25 million. I could have hired somebody to kill her when she was in Tibet or someplace. She drove all over the country. She was out selling, doing her. I could have hired somebody to follow her for 10 months and make her disappear so nobody would ever find her, for Christ's sake. I would go out to dinner with her to kill her? What the matter with you?
I didn't say you killed her.
You didn't say I didn't, and you said it's all very interesting. What the interesting about it? Why don't you ask me some really interesting questions?
I said that you were acquitted in the court case. But
and that I was found guilty, and I told you 6 times I was suicidal by the time we got...
Right, but Robert, that doesn't change the fact that you were found liable in the civil action. I'm curious about...
You would have found liable if you were in my state.
I'm curious...
You're curious about why I was found liable?
I'm curious about how you deal with the fact that a civil action was successfully brought against you for killing your wife.
Okay. Here's the bottom line. What you think of me, I don't give
a
what these people. Shut up for a minute. These people that you represent, whoever they are, the nuts that you find on the internet, I don't give a what they think. I don't really care what I think about me. What I care about is what God thinks about me. When I lay on the bed at night and I say, God, how are we doing? I don't include you. I don't include the people that you represent.
It's not about me, is it?
Yes, it is, because you opened that door, Charlie Potatoes. I'm not going to sit here and let you or anybody else kick the out of me without defending myself. And you can take that to the bank, Charlie.
Fine.
And if you want to show me the door, that's fine too.
I've got no interest in doing that. This is an interview. I'm just asking you questions about a hugely important part of your life. I don't see that that is an aggressive act on my part. I've only stated facts.
You don't have any idea of the facts.
What
if
I
you
said
do,
this?
you would said, how the hell come that guy was only arrested for an hour and he was found guilty, and I was arrested for 4 years and found innocent? I could drive that one up your just the way you keep driving it up to me that I was found in the civil suit. Why the you go find out what the hell you're talking about?
What have I said to you that's factually inaccurate?
It's not so much factually inaccurate. It's boring. It's boring. You want to tell me about the night because you read it in the newspaper someplace?
Hasn't it ruined your life?
What? That's another matter, Charlie.
Is that boring? The fact that this incident ruined your life?
We're not talking about how my life was ruined. We're talking about me and Bonnie and me and Bonnie and you and the people on the internet who say this and that about me and the rest of that. Don't you feel that all silly?
I said nothing about you. I've not cast aspersions
There's 75
on your
years
guilt or otherwise.
of a career, and you want to keep talking about something that has... Go ahead, Charlie, keep dancing.
You keep putting words in my mouth, and you're clearly very angry and very upset.
Not at all, Charlie. If I was angry, I would be out the door. Why don't you go find out why the cops arrested me in the first place? And the chief of police got up before the entire world.
Let me ask you,
and said, we solved the case. Robert Blake is the murderer. What the hell happened to my constitutional rights?
With all that you've been able to find out since that night, who do you think killed Bonnie?
It's not what I've been able to find out since that night. Bonnie had people that she burned. How bad? I don't know. Did she steal everything from them? Something? We'll leave that alone. But nobody ever really knew where Bonnie was. She had 15 ID cards. She had 15 credit cards. She had different places where she lived, and nobody could ever find her if they were looking for her. But one day, somebody opened a paper and said, Bonnie just married Robert Blake. Where does Robert Blake live? And what? A couple of weeks later, she was dead? Now, I just want you to chew on that for a minute with all these facts that you have.
Mm-hmm. Robert, how are you going to find peace with yourself?
I'm not looking for peace.
You must be.
No.
You can't go through life feeling like this.
What?
You can't go through your life feeling like this. Sure.
Says who? I'm 79 years old. I've been this way since I was born. I'd argue with a goddamn rock and then try to beat it up. I'm an actor. I'm a performer. I'll give you the greatest line that anybody ever gave me, and I hope it takes you away from Bonnie for 30 seconds. John Garfield, when I was 9 years old, I played John as a boy.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a very difficult scene to play, and I couldn't pull it off. I couldn't pull it off. And John Garfield cleared the room, and he got the scene out of me. And he said, Robert, remember this for the rest of your life. Your life is a rehearsal. Your performance is real. And there's nobody that can say that more truthfully than me. I have found an audience when I was 2 years old, and they never left me. No matter what the cops did, no matter what you say, no matter what your friends that you read on the internet say,
You're not friends.
They've never, ever, ever left me. Everybody else did. Family, friends, you name it. They all jump ship, but not the fans. And I'm grateful for that.
Which of your Hollywood friends stood by you?
I don't have any Hollywood friends. Nobody stood by me.
No one at all?
No, nobody.
How do you feel about that?
I'm grateful to God that I lived long enough to find out that 98% of my personal life was I don't think anybody else would have to ever face that because they're different than me. I constructed a life. I constructed a marriage. I constructed friends. I constructed business associates, but it was all about what I could do for them. My hand was open to them, and their hand was in my pocket. I paid for love, like it says in the book.
Where'd you live now?
I live in an apartment. I told you, I'm broke. I couldn't buy spats for a hummingbird. I'm broke, but it's okay. I mean, I get a little pension. I get a little Social Security. I'm
Do you
living
have
like...
any women in your life?
Well, like I told you, I've been on for quite a long time now. I would like to eventually learn some girl's first name, but I'm scared. There's no question that I'm very thin-skinned and I'm frightened. And there's no question, wait a minute. There's no question that I take things that you say too seriously and too much to heart. And I do misrepresent what people say to me because I know I'm still hurt. And I may be hurt for the rest of my life. And the only thing that'll cure that hurt is if I get back on that bull that bucked me off and ride him. If I can go out in front of the camera making the most beautiful film that I ever made, that's all I really want from life. But I'm not a whole person. I've never been a whole person since them son of a cops ripped my guts out and left them by the side of the road. And maybe I never will be a whole person, but I'm enough of a person to execute the one gift that God gave me. When the day I was born, I didn't have to learn how to act. When I was 5 years old, I stood on the set and I watched Spencer Tracy and I said, I know exactly what he's doing. I can do that. Just like Gene Kelly danced when he was 5 years old. I can do that, like Mozart got up on the piano.
It seems to me the great heartbreak of your life now is that you can't do the one thing that really brought you true love and happiness, which was the relationship with an audience and acting.
Who says I can't? This is my first stint back.
No, I'm not saying I'm going to the future. I'm just saying it seems to me that is the one thing you've really been missing.
Hey, understand me clearly. I'm going to do it. I've made money for this town for 75 years. When I go to somebody, whether it's Harvey Weinstein or Donald Duck, I go to them with a package that they can't refuse. Here's the script, here's the money. All you got to do is get out of the way and let me make you some money. This book is a calling card. I'm not interested in being an author. I'm not interested in anything except making a beautiful film, the best film I ever made in my life. And I will do it, or I'll die in front of the camera while I'm doing it. And you can take that to the bank and collect interest on it, because I've done it since I was 2 years old. Remember, Charlie, now I'm not teasing you. You know, it's real simple. In my life, if it ain't magic, it ain't. All the rest, you know, let somebody else sell peanuts in the stand and spin ropes and do that. I work on a high wire without a net. That's where I'm comfortable. Old Man Melinda was one of my heroes. You get on the high wire without a net. You get on a bull and they open that goddamn chute and there's nobody in the universe but you and God. And that's where I'm comfortable. Doing something that's so scary that I can't sleep at night. That's where I'm comfortable. All the rest has been horse and smoke.
Tales of a Rascal, Robert Blake, What I Did for Love. It is, as I said, it's an extraordinary book. I've never read anything quite like it. It's been an extraordinary life. It's been an extraordinary interview.
I gotta tell you something. It's a one in a lifetime for me, boy. I'm telling you, Pierce. It's been a once in a lifetime. I hope I never have to do it again, but it's been a once in a lifetime.
Well, I wish you all the very best.
I know you do.
I really do.
And God bless you for that.
Thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
Robert Blake.